Hello Cancer, and welcome to your tarot reading with me, Mazalin. So in today's Cancer reading, we're going to be looking at your current situation and energy and what led you here. We're going to be discovering what you're truly hoping to manifest and achieve and what's holding you back. And then we'll take a look at upcoming blessings on your path and what to watch out for. And at the end, we'll have a look at the universe's advice for proposed actions that you can take to align with your highest purpose, happiness, and success. Now, do you have any quick yes/no questions that you need answers to? Well, if so, then stick around till the end because we're going to uncover those answers with your bonus oracle messages. Now, this reading is primarily for Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising, and cross watchers. If you're dealing with a Cancer, then the energies could be flipped and the message could be for you. But please note that this reading is timeless and general, so it may not resonate with you. So please take whatever resonates, whatever helps you, and just leave what doesn't for somebody else. But if you're drawn to House of Tarot, then you're meant to be here, but your message may not be at the beginning of the reading. So whether you're here for clarity, healing, or direction, get ready for spiritual guidance for empowered action. And if you could like this video at the beginning or at the end of the video, that would really help me a lot. So with that being said, let's get out your tarot cards and begin your reading. So let's begin. So in the present energy, the Eight of Cups, this is Pisces energy. Both 8 and 9 of Cups are Pisces energy. Now, as you can see in this picture, this man walks away from 8 cups that are standing. Now, in this picture, the cups are standing, they haven't fallen over, they haven't broken. Everything appears to be structured, it appears to be in harmony. There's nothing wrong really with this situation. However, notice that there is one cup missing to make the perfect symmetry. And this man walks away because the current situation that he is in just doesn't emotionally fulfill him anymore. There is something missing. So emotionally, your current situation, there is something about it that just doesn't serve you anymore. And where does he walk? He walks away towards his 9 of Cups. And there it is, the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups is individual, personal fulfillment. In other words, what it is that you truly desire, but only you, not everyone around you, just what it is that you want. And we see that the man here sits there very content, very happy with himself. He has all of his 9 cups. He feels comfortable. He feels nourished. He feels that he has everything he wants. Everything that makes him happy is here. But it is a 9, and a 9 is a solitary energy focusing on the self. So in the suit of cups, emotionally, so focusing on what emotionally fulfills you and nobody else. And why has this happened, or why are we here? Because of the Queen of Swords in the recent past. The Queen of Swords is typically in the tarot what we call the divorcee, the widower, but not by choice. There's been a chilling of the heart in some way. Why? Because quite often this queen has experienced some sort of injustice. So the fact this shows up in the recent past tells me that you have recently discovered a truth that has brought about an opportunity for you to walk away and for you to leave a situation that does not emotionally fulfill you anymore. Now, the reason I say an opportunity is because this is Pisces energy, and on this card we have the sun and the moon. This is an eclipse on this card. Now, we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 7th of September, in 4 weeks from now, so in a month from now. Now, this is a timeless reading, but if you're listening to the message now, then perhaps this walking away hasn't happened yet. But in any case, in order for you to get to your 9 of Cups, which is your present energy, your present focus, you have to do the 8 of Cups. So it tells me that you will be walking away. Now, this walking away can be leaving a situation, it can be physical, but it can also just be emotional. So it can just be emotionally moving on from something, leaving something in the past and just going towards your own personal happiness and letting go of that situation that didn't provide your heart with the fulfillment that it desired. And this is coming, especially that we have this Pisces energy here with the eclipse. This is coming in the next couple of weeks. Now, in the position of what you're hoping to achieve, we have the King of Wands. This is the King of Fire, the King of Desire, the King of the Entrepreneur. He is the ideas man who goes after what he wants. He's very passionate, driven, charismatic. Because he's an entrepreneur, he could have an idea of his that he wants to pursue. But he's looking to the past, you see? And look, where is he looking? He's just looking to a past. This past is either a secret or it's not known to us right now within this reading, but it is known to you. There's something in your past, Ace of Wands, something relating to a passion, an ambition, a creative endeavor that you want to lead or you want to take charge of. Now, this could be anything from starting a new business. This could be focusing on your fitness and your appearance. This could be creative self-expression through art, through acting, even singing perhaps. There's something here, and because it's paired with the expression card, okay, and it says here, open up your heart and connect with others, express your creative self. Again, fire is the suit of creativity. So here, this could be talking about setting up a business or projects that involve speaking, so radio, talk shows, YouTube, interviews, using your voice. But there's some desire, there's some passion that you want to express, but you see how he turns his back to the expression. You haven't done this yet because it's showing up in what you're hoping to manifest. So you haven't done this yet. You really want to voice your passion, being confident and self-assured, you know, confident in your skin. So perhaps that's something that you're working on right now, is to develop your confidence around expressing your desires. Now, in the position of the block or the challenge, we have the Three of Cups and we have the Hermit. Now, the Three of Cups is Cancer energy, okay? This is your friends, your relatives, your family members, your co-workers, the people around you, your acquaintances. There are people that you feel emotionally connected to, and people that you trust. You feel that you have your, people that you support. However, it's in the block position, the challenge position. So this could be in relation to the people around you, your friends, your family. Maybe they don't understand what it is that you want to do here, or there is some sort of betrayal and disappointment that has happened around your family, friends, and loved ones. Because in the block position, this acts like the Three of Cups in the reverse, which is very much like some sort of betrayal, some sort of disappointment where you thought that the people around you had your back, they gave you support, that you had their loyalty, but in the end you found out that you didn't. And this put you into reclusive mode, where you might have spent a lot of time by yourself, reflecting upon this issue and reflecting upon your life and analyzing the decisions that you've made up until this point. Because the Hermit, he steps away from society to isolate himself, to think about all of the actions that he has taken up until this stage in his life, both himself and the people around him, to now what has led him to his current situation, right? And by doing that, he is able to take accountability for his own actions, what he did right, what he did wrong. And by doing this, he comes into a state of enlightenment and spiritual evolution. It's a very spiritual card here. So whatever's happened here with this disappointment, because we see here, you know, the oracle card that accompanies these cards is no good ones. There's someone out there for you. Don't let this false belief make you miss out. So perhaps, like I said, There was a friendship, there was a partnership, a loved one, a relative, even a family member that betrayed you in some way, disappointed you in some way, was disloyal, and it had you just going into reclusive mode, believing that there were no good ones, there were no decent people out there anymore. But this is here to say, yes, there are, you still need to have belief, okay? Now, moving into the near future, for the near future opportunities that are coming to you, we have the King of Pentacles, beautiful. So what you're hoping to achieve is fire, enthusiasm, movement, speed, but the universe is giving you the King of Pentacles. In other words, it's asking you just to slow down, stabilize yourself, but that's not a bad thing. The King of Pentacles is extremely prosperous. You're going to have an opportunity in the near future to stabilize yourself and grow your wealth. Now, the King of Pentacles is so abundant that he has enough wealth and knowledge to even give to others and help others in their path. So if this is talking about you being a professional advisor or helping other people to build wealth, then you could be stepping into that role perhaps in a leadership position where you're helping others. But if this is not others and this is, if this is not you and this is somebody else, then this could be an investor that you're in discussions with. It could be a bank. It could literally represent a bank or a company. But it comes with a warning, because it comes with the duality card of the oracle. And the duality card says, do not forget about the dual nature of people. Don't lose your vigilance. Duality, which is very much Gemini energy here, is talking about the two sides or the dual natures of people. In other words, we see one side, but there is also another side that we don't see. And if there's talking about a specific person, then it's saying that whatever opportunity you will have to invest or to start a company or involve yourself in a business, or even you yourself investing in others, just be careful of the fact of a dual nature, right? There could be more to this person, this company, this situation than you're seeing. And to clarify, I asked why is duality here? We've got the Wheel of Fortune. So if this is a business opportunity, you need to be aware that things may change on the drop of a dime. We are dealing with someone that has two sides to their nature, a changing nature here that you might need to adapt to. But the other thing that I need to draw your attention to is that because this is Taurus energy, Pentacles, which relate to the material resources, your finances, your security, your wealth, your home, your family, your business, what comes up here in the next position of what you need to watch out for is the devil. Okay, now the devil represents everything of the material world. Okay, so that is everything I just mentioned, right? Money, things, possessions. But unlike the King of Pentacles, which represents stability and security, the devil is a false sense of security. In other words, what you think is stable and a sure thing is not. It does not serve our highest good, right? We attach ourselves or we go into a contract with something in order for instant gratification, instant wealth, instant greed, instant sexual gratification, whatever that is. But it may not in the long run actually end up benefiting us, because we have the card here of unspoken desires, and look what it shows, a bunch of money. So we have not only the devil here talking about this opportunity that's coming in the future that you need to be possibly wary of and not to get too tied down. Now this could be a company, because the devil is Capricorn energy. Capricorn rules the corporate world. It rules banking. It rules the Fortune 500 companies. It rules all of those toxic people, places and things that just serve their own needs, their bottom line, their wealth, and getting caught up in that. Or if it's talking about an addiction, it could be talking about a personal addiction. An addiction to what? An addiction to money, perhaps. Just one example of the energy here. But the other thing I want to mention is that it says unspoken desires. Well, what do we have here? Expression, which is about speaking, and the King of Wands, desire. So what you're hoping to achieve is to speak or express your desires. It says here, unexpressed inner desires, often hidden needs or emotions. So there is something here that you desire that you are not releasing, you are not expressing either to the people around you or to the person that you desire perhaps. You are not expressing it. And when something isn't expressed, it can eventually become a toxic addiction within the body. It will trap you, the devil. By not speaking of your desires, you may end up becoming a slave to your desires. You see how these people are chained up here, and they are slaves to what? To their desires. But you don't want that to happen. So to not have that happen, what you need to do instead is the Two of Cups. Open your heart, right? Remember what it says here. Unexpressed desires or emotions. So this could be talking about emotions here. What you need to do instead, or what the universe is saying, the best thing for you is Two of Cups. Two of Cups is about merging with another, right? Now this doesn't have to be a person. It could be a place, it could be a goal, it could be a thing or an objective, but it's something that you truly love. And it's something that when you merge your energies into that, this thing that you love, it will also give back to you. There is a reciprocity here. Both people are on the same page. And by the way, this is Cancer energy, right? So it's asking you to open your heart, speak from your heart, and speak your love or your emotions, whatever that is, right? And the person, if this does involve a person, because I think that it possibly could here, they feel the same way. They feel the same way. They also have a cup to give to you. And how and when to act to reach your desire or to manifest what you're hoping to manifest. The Sun and the Ace of Swords. Oh, amazing energy, Cancer. Amazing. Major Arcana for the sign of Leo. Let's talk about this card first. Leo energy, another fire energy. Leo is all about creative self-expression. So it's everything here that you're hoping to manifest. I wonder whether you're hoping to get into the acting industry or to performance arts, or even to express yourself through art or creativity, drawing, dancing, something of that nature. Because we see here the boy on the horse. Now this represents innocence. It represents your inner child. And your inner child is what your heart truly wants to do at your child level, without any kind of conditioning from the adult world. What is it that your heart just loves to do and brings you joy and happiness and excitement? That's what it's asking you to do here, because when you do that, you will feel completely at home in your authentic self. There is authenticity in this card because it's the sun. The sun shines a light on everything. There is no hiding or there is no darkness with the sun. There is exposure and everything is highlighted. In other words, your entire identity, because the sun also in astrology also rules your identity. So your real identity, your authentic self will shine forth. And that Leo energy is about allowing yourself to shine. It is about celebrating yourself for who you are at the core, your real nature. So that's the first advice of the universe of what you should be doing, is really expressing yourself and your heart's true desire, and not being afraid of what other people think, right? having the courage and the vulnerability to put yourself out there and be your authentic self. But it comes with the Ace of Swords. Okay? Now, where these two cards share a commonality here is that they both speak of truth. The Ace of Swords is a hard, cold truth. And look, and let's go back to that Queen of Swords now, because remember what you acquired in the recent past. You discovered a truth, right? So the universe is asking you to use the truth that you discovered in the recent past to come into alignment with who you truly are and your true nature and what it is you really love and want to do in the world. The Ace of Swords follows the 10 in the tarot, because it goes Ace to the 10 and back to the Ace again. When we get to the Ace, there are two situations that can happen here. The Ace of Swords not only talks about truth, justice, alignment, clarity, but the other double edge to this sword is that it also talks about cutting things off, because it's also the sword that is used in justice for realigning and balancing out situations. In other words, cutting out from your life that which no longer serves you in order to restore balance. And when you've gone through the 10 of Swords, which has happened because we get the Ace, you can't get the Ace, the new beginning, until you've had the 10. And the 10 of Swords in the tarot is an ending. It's a betrayal. Something here, you've experienced some sort of betrayal, some sort of harsh ending, and it was sudden. It's a sudden ending, but because this is coming up in the future position, and this is why I said maybe you haven't walked away from a situation yet, but it looks like it's coming in the near future. You will cut something out of your life, and you will let that go, because you will come into crystal clear alignment with where it is and how you want to move forward. And this is a victory, right? This is why we have the wreath here and the crown over the sword. It also represents a victory. But with that victory comes a cutting off. So this new beginning, especially from your in your mind, your intellect, won't happen until an ending has taken place. And what we see here in your likely future outcome is the Hierophant, major arcana for the sign of Taurus. The Hierophant is a position of authority, especially a spiritual authority like a priest, a rabbi. He can represent an educator, a teacher, a professor, a coach. So you may be coming in to fill one of those roles in your life in the near future. And maybe, like I said, it might be around using your voice or using your creative self-expression to lead other people. But yes, there is a sense of guidance here, providing guidance and advice to other people. But it is also the card of commitment, and it is one of the cards of marriage. Now, if that is the case here, it could possibly be, but I'm not really sensing marriage here. It could just be that you come into a commitment that is solid, that is traditional, that is everything that you actually ever wanted. It is not unconventional. It is very traditional in values, in your belief systems. Like I say, with this Two of Cups, when it said, you know, what to do instead. Whoever or whatever you come into a commitment with, whether this is an organization, a club, a person, a project, they will have the same values. They will have the same belief system as you, the same morals, the same principles. And that will bring happiness to your heart. So this is a gorgeous reading. Okay, Cancer, so now for your bonus oracle messages. I want you to think of 3 questions with a yes/no answer. And this is for question 1, question 2, and question 3. So pause the video if you need to, so you can write down your questions. And then we're going to begin. So for question number 1, we have circle of drama. Your social circle is full of dramatic changes. Wow, okay, so whatever you've asked about is going to cause a ripple effect amongst your social circle and your social life. You see, there are a lot of people on this card. Many people are going to have an opinion about what it is that you've asked about. And it could cause a lot of drama, and it could cause a lot of change. But not all dramatic change is bad, right? I mean, especially if you're asking something about creative self-expression, about being your unique self, I would say absolutely that this would be a yes. If you're asking about something that is going to rock the boat, it's going to cause some disturbance in your social circle, well, again, it comes down to you. How are you going to respond to that? If you're going to respond to that with no problem at all, then absolutely, this is still a yes. However, if you're someone that is very uncomfortable with those around you, creating drama or gossip about what it is that you're doing, or having an opinion about what it is that you're doing, then possibly this would be a no. But I'm bordering on yes for this. So this is a maybe for question number 1. All right, question number 2. We have bridging differences. Cultural differences bring both challenges and growth. So whatever you've asked about involves something that is completely foreign to you. So if you've asked about a person, this could be a person that lives in a different country or is from a different country. They're international, they're abroad, they're from somewhere else or another culture that you're not familiar with. If you've asked about a company, same thing. They may have a company culture, or their mission might be very different to yours. But in any case, when we have bridging differences, is about two different entities or sides coming together to bridge, to unite. And when that happens, especially with two sides that are very, very different from each other, they can only learn from each other, right? Because there is constant learning when we have two things from different places, two things that have different cultures, different backgrounds, different learning experience, different conditioning. You can only learn from that. So I myself, I have parents that come from two different countries, and I absolutely welcome and embrace this bridging of differences, because you bring the best of both worlds, right? Two things come together and they merge and they share their experiences. Now, this is a yes. However, the downside is that yes, there's going to be challenges, because when you come face to face or you merge with something that's very different to you, of course, there's going to be growing pains. There's going to be misunderstandings. There's going to be impatience. There's going to be tension. All of those things, right? But where you see the silver lining is that the growth and the potential is massive. So this is a yes here. So we've got maybe, yes, and the last one, partial truths. Only sharing parts of the truth that benefit oneself. So straight away, this is a no. Whatever you've asked about, you're only going to get part of the truth. And who wants that, right? Who only wants part of the truth? As you can see, some of this is still hidden, possibly because there is a lot of, something that you've asked about is very broken. It's it needs a lot of repair. The heart is broken here, but only parts of the truth are being shared. That's the first challenge here. And the second red flag is that it's to benefit oneself. So there's two red flags in this card. Only part of the truth is shared. You're not getting 100% of the truth. You're not getting complete clarity. And then it's only to benefit the person who is disclosing that truth. So it's not going to benefit you. In other words, it's for selfish reasons. Again, big no here. So for your questions, we have maybe bordering on yes, yes, and no. So that's what I've got for you, Cancer. I hope that you enjoyed your reading and that you got something from it. If you know your natal chart, you can also check out your other signs for deeper insights. And please feel free to comment on the video, because sometimes sharing of your experience can help bring enlightenment or comfort to somebody else. But look, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching and sharing this space with me. And please consider a like, share or subscribe, because it would really help the channel at this time. But look, until next time, stay wild and see you in the next video.